Hey guys, and welcome back to another brand new episode of DIY and Construction Fails. Today, we bring to you another jam-packed episode of your local handyman to your neighbour who thought owning a screwdriver made him a journeyman. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, this first guy was supposed to be accompanied by his boss, but instead took his paycheck and went on a vacation. And now this is the time where this employee needs him the most.
Oh, go figure. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, would you look at this? Just look at it. Just.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Looking at that top wrist, and you can readjust the hand.
Looks like this next lady is going to have to be something much more than a pole dancer to pay for the cost of every single apartment unit she had just flooded. It just amazes me how people are so unaware of what's on the ceiling of their own home. Looks like Planet Fitness is taking it to a whole new level after their favourite plumber hacked up all the drainage work and now all the poo is on the main floor.
Yeah, so I pulled this out, but I think it's called a cartridge. I only have a white one, and it doesn't fit. The water is, at least it's in the tub, but I'm on the 4th floor and I'm pretty sure it's leaking behind the wall. If anyone can tell me what to do, please, man, I'm in a jam.
To my surprise, I didn't even know cats can be a lot more knowledgeable than a first-year apprentice. I think it would be right this cat earned plumber money.
Oh, God.
Oh! God damn! Oh boy.
Now this here is a dreaded CPVC water supply, and these things are just known for being so brittle inside of very old mobile homes. Luckily this guy was a plumber if I'm correct. When you're the most useless apprentice in any apprenticeship, and instead of doing the actual scope of work, you end up coming up with your own scope of work. And here, we have an example of what that actually is. This is just another day for the plumbers out there.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is so cool. This is going to be so much fun. Yep.
Now, here we have another plumbing poltergeist. Because this plumber had come into a client's house because the hose bib at the front had just been leaking non-stop. Now the client had told the plumber that they had actually went ahead and soldered all the joints like how it's supposed to be. But I'm afraid that couldn't have been farther from the truth. So the plumber took it apart and inspected it.
He finally gave up and decided to call a plumber, and that's when he gave us a call. Which I respect, because I'm also a person that tries to fix things himself before I call a professional. But here we are. Let's go ahead and change it all out for him. So he gave it a good try, but let's start off by cutting this all out. And I told him that while I was here, I'll just get him a new main water shut-off valve since I was here already. But as you can see here, it didn't solder properly. I could just twist the pipe out of the fitting.
So as the plumber went ahead and inspected, you could see that the soldered joint wasn't complete solder, like how it's supposed to be. The metal has a distinct look to it when it's actually done right. But at the end, this was all due to the fact that the customer didn't use any flux and it didn't lock the solder in all the way.
Mira, hey Willy, hoy sí nos van a correr, Willy. Espérese, hey Willy. Hey, no hombre, no, hey Willy. Willy, hey. Papo, no. Willy, es adentro. Si no nos.
I guess being a roofing apprentice has its ways of shaping you in the trade. Here we have this clip with the craziest backstory. Now the contractor claimed to be a plumber to this customer, and the customer actually believed it. There wasn't any second questions or thoughts, nor even asking for a license number, so the fake plumber actually started doing the work. But it wasn't until the customer started to realise that the fake plumber had been asking for more than 10% of the whole entire job up front. But the customer still wrote them the check. And at the end, the fake plumber had ghosted this client, leaving her with the terrible work he had done inside her house.
What the fuck?
Now, here we have this next house, which was actually submitted by a viewer of ours. Now the roofers had been scheduled to take care of the roof and redo it, so they stacked their roofing shingle materials in the centre of the home. This was a terrible idea to do, as if you don't distribute the weight evenly throughout the structure, it'll collapse the rafters due to the weight making the roof sag inwards. As any business should operate in safe manner, unfortunately for this group of workers, the ticket wasn't exactly there, and luckily, if this had been a person present in the moment of splatter, they would have suffered some pretty hefty injuries. Construction and road safety is always important.
You're going from one side and just pumping it right back in. You can't make this shit up.
Here, we have this apprentice who had completely messed up these expensive pavers that had been placed at the home. Because he was trying to cut some metal, but had accidentally dug the blade straight into the paver.
What's Steve gonna do?
Now this next one is extremely terrible. Now to a regular person, this might seem like a very nice bathroom, but to a tradie, this is a very cheap homeowner that decided vinyl flooring on the walls of his shower would be way better over a proper waterproofing membrane system. Or even hot mop as well. This shower is screaming water damage every day that it's used. And to make matters even worse, they thought gluing it to the wall would keep the water out.
Todo esto desde esa línea. Ahí, mira, está limpiando.
¿Qué hacemos, racita? Esto está para llorar.
¡Ey! Willy, no sea mamón, cuñado. ¿En la escalera? ¡Ya bájense, güey! ¡Bájense! ¿Y cómo se van a bajar?
So here we have this next guy by the name of Wheelie. Now Wheelie had actually framed the stairs the wrong way, but given his drive to quickly finish it the same day, it was no question that he would fix his mistake that same night. Now this here is a brief example of what newly built track homes struggle with low paid employees and a quota to finish up work. Hence, this is the reason why most of the showers in these newly built homes are always needing working later.
You can't even make this shit up. I left this ladder in here overnight, and the plumbers came in this morning, and now I can't get my ladder out.
This here is what we call a plumber's dreaded 3 AM service call nightmare, because the homeowner of this house had gotten a pipe burst right under their basement. They had no idea until they had seen that the basement had been flooded to the very top. Here we have this next guy who had installed a toilet with the door open. Luckily, that's why they create the removable hinges, so he isn't completely lost. Here is a handrail that only lasted as long as the house was built, and it's only been 1 week. The glass and handrail are waiting for the day to strike the first floor.
Hey everyone, did an appraisal on this house and the driveway caught my attention because it's so inclined. So
this is the last plumber you would want to hire, especially in this restaurant where he thinks opening the clean out was the only solution. Now I could either be right or wrong here.
Good operator. He's not doing nothing.
Now here we have this next guy who films the moment of regret when he sees the pool he had made by a bunch of Home Depot workers. The Home Depot workers were his concern, but the biggest concern of all was that the coping of the pool was non-existent, leading all of the water to overfill out of the pool.
just when you think you've seen it all doing inspections, there's always something you haven't seen.
Now here we have this next clips where the homeless people actually went into this guy's warehouse he had bought from a foreclosure and they had actually stripped everything of copper inside of the warehouse. From all electrical to even what was inside of the warehouse. Needless to say, if you can give a tweaker $2 to steal all the wire, your return on investment would be a measly 1,000%. Thank you guys for watching another brand new episode of DIY and Construction Fails. We hope you guys learned some things in today's video of what and what not to do. Check out the rest of our videos and don't forget to leave a like.